Next, we'll hear from St. Thomas in Morgantown.
Yeah, Pat Mast is our senior warden. She is, Vestry is serving as the search committee, and I'm the facilitator. Our profile basically follows the Book of Common Prayer, the general thanksgiving, with the creation, preservation, blessings, and above all, Jesus Christ. In the creation, we highlight the history. Thomas Morgan was a Welsh individual, an army officer in the French and Indian War. He was the property owner in the Morgantown area, which was then known as Morgantown. He had 4 sons and died in 1741. His will instructed his sons to build a cemetery and a house of worship on about an acre of his 450-acre property. Jacob, his youngest son, was also an army officer and was convinced to Bangor Vestry to help finance St. Thomas, which was constructed in 1765. The Morgan family is all buried at St. Thomas in their cemetery. And the pictures there show an image of St. Thomas Church in 1915, and then just after a tragic fire in 1919 that destroyed the church. To the right, you can see the church as it is today. Under the preservation portion of our profile, we highlight the clergy. And in fact, every clergy person that has served at St. Thomas is included in the profile. But the most recent was Megan Demby. She was a priest in charge for about 6 years. Her final service was April 4th of this year, Easter Sunday. And she was good at getting the children involved in the actual worship service once a month. Her departure is a real loss for the parish. Dolores Smith now in the center is the supply priest. She was supply priest both before and after Megan. She has been heard to say she really loves this place. You might ask her about that. Don Howells on the right is the vocational deacon. He was ordained in 1970 and has assisted several parishes in the diocese. He is a lifelong member at St. Thomas.
Our greatest blessing is our people and their eagerness to serve God and our neighbors. Supporting the community, the people of the community, is our primary ministry, which in turn supports our mission to share the love of Christ with all. We provide opportunities for children in our church and our community to develop their talents in music and leadership. Several church organists have grown out of that ministry, many of whom are organists in some of the nearby churches today. Also provided are leadership and team building opportunities, which have most notably resulted in beautification and maintenance of the church and the surrounding grounds. This is continued into the community recreational areas you'll see in the next slide. We, of course, provide Christian education to all ages. In the past, we have held intergenerational Sunday school classes, which are not only fun, but also serve as a unification tool among members of all ages. And we'll be resuming those classes in 2 weeks. So we're looking forward to that. This fits nicely with our kids' first monthly worship service that David mentioned, which includes the entire congregation. Our church property is bordered by a community ball field, which is also used as carnival grounds once a year. Next to that is a community picnic area with a fenced playground. You can see that in the slide. There's plenty of parking for all these areas, but if need arises, St. Thomas will take the overflow into our parking lot. This is a reciprocal arrangement we have with the borough. St. Thomas provides generous financial support to the local Community Educational Foundation, as well as to other community members when requested. We have provided food, hot meals, transportation, and prayer, certainly for those in need. We work with our local food pantry and homeless shelter. We provide meeting space for various community groups. You see in this slide the several spacious areas used for our own enjoyment and that we offer to those community organizations that have requested that space. Many of our members are active in these a large variety of community organizations. As with the church at large and many of you, we are experiencing a decline in membership due to illness and death, the pandemic and its attendant fears, and students leaving for college and jobs. Also, some families, of course, relocate. This membership decline is our primary challenge. Conflict resolution is another challenge for us. While there have been only a handful of conflicts over the years, our ability to resolve these conflicts remains poor. With that in mind, we'd like our rector to be a uniting and binding factor within our church family. We look for a rector who most importantly will provide a gospel-based ministry and worship. We'd like our rector to have a presence within the community via involvement in and communication with community organizations, as is helpful to our mission. Some technological skills would be helpful to keep us abreast of the changing world. Presently, we're able to provide live broadcasts of our church services for those who are homebound, and we would like to continue that practice. Despite our obviously rural location and daily interactions with the Amish community in our area, our unique location allows also for more sophisticated opportunities. We're 45 minutes from Lancaster with its Fulton Opera House and other music venues, 20 minutes from Reading with the Reading Symphony Orchestra, and again, many other musical venues, museums, and well-known local sports teams and arenas. We're 60 minutes from Philadelphia with all that such a city would offer. These areas boast a large number of quality colleges and universities and technical schools within driving distance.
And to add to Pat's discussion there about the unique location, our St. Thomas Parish is located in the center of three dioceses: Bethlehem, Central Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania. In the easternmost part of Central Pennsylvania is Bangor Church that provided the initial funding. The Diocese of Bethlehem, of course, is the south part with St. Thomas, and then the western part is the Diocese of Pennsylvania and St. Mark's Episcopal Church. So with this location, there's certainly formed an Episcopal community that could promote awareness, support each other, share in ministry, community ministry, and Morgantown could be the focal point of that ministry. St. Thomas is a gem in the southern part of the Diocese of Bethlehem. With that, St. Thomas wishes all the candidates God's blessing on this journey. Thank you.
And thank you, David and Pat.